tonight. We're live talking AEW, kicking things off. It's in this very ring. Let's go!
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like or this thing he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of In This Very Ring, right here, live on A2D Radio. I am your host, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I am Ritz. Joining me, as always, is the mayor of Toasty Town himself, the man, the myth, the legend, known solely as Butters. Butters, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
I am good. I am golden. I am great.
That's fantastic. And stopping by, hanging out with us tonight, is the man they call a mystery. The charismatic enigma, Mr. Pete Evans.
The cleaner, charismatic enigma. I just want to say that.
Incredibly cleaner, charismatic enigma.
No. The cleaner's suspended.
I have no record. Well, I can't say cuss. I've never been on risk.
I see what he did there. Kenny Omega, the cleaner, suspended.
Yeah. Yes.
It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Wow.
Right. We are brought to you each and every single week by Allin Travel. Allin Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Allin Z on over to allinz.travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with myself or one of the other talented travel agents we have over there. We've got a full lid for you guys tonight, and we're kicking things off with a long, in-depth conversation on all the crazy chaos that is AEW. What a week it's been. And like, you know what's really comical? This show was supposed to be an AEW all-out recap show.
Oh, it's a recap.
And an NXT Worlds Collide recap show. That's all this show is going to be about tonight.
Shit.
And then we're not even home from the movie theater where we watched All Out before we realized this show is not going to be anything of what we want it to be.
Hell
This
no.
took such a left turn in about 20 minutes. So if you've been living under a rock for the last week or so, AEW, after every event, has a media scrum.
See?
Where it's just press conference. It's a fancy way to say they have a press conference because they want to be different than the other guy. Fine. Sure. And this just goes to prove that this is a really dumb idea. Because people like CM Punk, who won the world title from Jon Moxley Sunday night, in a great match, proceeded to open his mouth on an unscripted live microphone and essentially called out everybody and their fifth grandmother.
Unprompted, too.
It started with a question about Colt Cabana. That's what it started with.
He asked the question. He asked the question.
I was about to say, I could have sworn nobody had said anything. He just
nobody said. He came in. They walked in. Khan was already there, and he literally said, "Is that Nick House and Wrestling Inc.?" He said, "Hey, I have a question for you, Nick. And boom, he was off to the races.
Okay.
There was never a formal question asked.
He just wanted to fucking rant.
I mean, more power to him, I guess.
Man, I get it. You're pissed off, but at the same time, like, woohoo.
So, did you guys see the report? I'm not going to hijack the lead too much, but Meltzer said that he told Tony that he had something to get off his chest. So Tony kind of knew that he was going to go off and still went in that direction with the booking decision because he didn't want to be beat in Chicago. Tony didn't know it was that, but as we'll get further into the show, we'll show you why TK is Santina Marella has more balls than TK.
So it all just kind of spawns from the question about Colt Cabana, and then he decided he was going to go off about the Bucks, Omega, and anybody else who really seemed. Hangman Adam Page was brought up at one point, and Tony Khan's just sitting there looking like a schmuck.
All happy like he had just done a line of coke before the scrum.
Which leads me to our topic of conversation, brought to you by our friends at SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Check him out, Dr. Paul Vidal and his team at Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Tony Khan needs to bring in someone else to run the wrestling side of AEW. Agree, disagree. Because everybody knows what CM Punk said. There's no reason to go around beating a dead horse on this. But the fact that Tony let it happen, it would have been different had, all right, Ace Steel been sitting there, or Arn Anderson been sitting there, or insert producer here.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the owner of the company. You have been very public on the fact that you're the one in charge. You're the one calling the shots. And you sat there and let him run his mouth about executives in your company, about other talent, about people that don't work there. So much could have been avoided. So much should have been avoided. Pete, I'm going to start with you. You are the guest on the show tonight. Agree or disagree? And dear God, I can only hope you picked the right thing.
I mean, there's no way I'm going to disagree to this. The worst part about it was, imagine what we all do for a living, right? And our direct reporting supervisor, or your supervisor's boss, or the person that signs off on every raise that you get is sitting right next to you. And even though they know you may have something to get off your chest, you just let them go. Okay, I can understand that. But the minute, what upset me the most, and I'm gonna refer to him as Phil Brooks. He has lost the credibility for me, myself, Peter Evans, to call him CM Punk, because he is a punk. Like that's truly how I feel about this dude right now. Like, all wishes, you did well. You're not that guy. Hence why KO tweeted that screenshot from WrestleMania Night 1. He did something you were trying to do. You couldn't do that. You always thought you were bigger than what you really are. But I digress. The minute that Tony Khan tries to cut in and say something, and Punk says it's not for him to say this, that's when I would have said, okay, we're done here. And then you just walk off. Because you are the one who signs the checks. You are the one who had the money to make this thing go. We all know whose brain idea it was. It was all the stars fucking aligning, and Omega, Bucks, Jericho, Cody, all being free agents at the same exact time in a small window, and approach somebody who was the cash cow to make this happen. He needs somebody, but honestly, to be honest with you, I don't even know. He needs to be as hands off as possible. He should have suspended his fucking self. That's what he should have said. I'm going away too. bring in a Jack Tunney, bitch. Bring in anybody. Bring in the anonymous GM with the fucking laptop for all I give a shit, because it's going to do a better job than you. What do we say his roster is? How deep is their roster now? I mean, we talk about they
multiple people.
Right. You talk about we always say 3 hours of programming, but technically they have 4 because they have AEW Dark as well. Okay, so you have 4 hours of programming a week. Your talent roster probably has to be north of 50, 60, probably closer to 100.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
and
over
you don't
100.
have a team of creative. Like you need something. You need to take something off your plate because your judgment is clouded. You let this get this far because you had a hard on and you were a mark for CM Punk, Phillip Brooks, for so long that when the opportunity came up and it presented itself for you to bring it back, you bent over backwards and said, "Hun, daddy, do me in the ass, scissor me." Every fucking acclaimed chick in the fucking crowd. That was Tony Khan when Phillip Brooks picked up the phone, right? And he was all fucking ears. The fucking name Elite is in the title of the company. What did you think was going to happen? When like I saw Frank Vespi says, Click 2.0. Not even, because the Click 2.0 never had final say. Did they have Vince's ear? Yes. Did they have the final power to go in whatever direction they could? No. Vince was still end all to be all. Tony, if you want this to succeed, if this isn't just a fucking hobby for you, and you really care about the wrestling business, and you care about your AEW fans, your diehard day one AEW fans, what the actual ground roots and the startup was back in 2019, I'll never forget that fucking press conference they had in Jacksonville, California. They had.
No, I thought it was in Vegas.
When they announced what was it, Double or Nothing?
No, it was All In.
All In. I'm sorry, All In. So that, go back to that and look at yourself.
It might have been Double or Nothing. Hold on.
I think it might have been
Double or Nothing.
Because All In was the Labor Day house show they did in New York. In Madison Square Garden. So go back and look at that Tony Khan in the mirror and say, "Hey, I want to get this started. What are we going to stand for?" And you tell me now, present day, September 10th, 2022, if that's what it stands for. Because honestly, to me, Phillip Brooks has been a cancer to the AEW locker room.
I think it goes deeper than that.
I think it's more the EVPs are more of a cancer than Phillip Brooks.
No.
But the thing is, Butters, nobody can do all this shit if Tony doesn't enable them to do it. And Tony doesn't have enough checkpoints between him and final say.
But here's the thing, though, Pete, and you brought it up. You brought up go back to 2019. Right. I think at that point it was 2020. But regardless of the fact, go back. You know, we're all nerds here. Digimon quote. Go back. Beginning, right? You know, go back and look at that. Look what was in place.
Yep.
You had Cody, Omega, and the Bucks all in power, all making controls. Tony was very hands off at that time.
Yep.
Tony was very hands off about that. And then slowly, the fanboy within him realized, oh my God, I have a wrestling company and we've got a TV deal and we're doing pay-per-views. I have a title and a championship. And oh, yes! That's literally what happened.
Bear? Jesus.
No, that was just a high-pitched child squeal. That's all that was. I probably could do a really good Paul Bear if I tried, but my throat is not. After singing all week, Saturdays are rough.
Glad you further explained that one.
Yeah, I know where he was going with that.
Saturday, well, and then I do the other show, and
yeah,
I do a lot of talking throughout the week. Anyway, but when you get to that point where you take the power, he got to that point and he started taking power away. He wanted to be Vince. I see it. I'm ignoring it. He wanted to be Vince. That he wanted it so bad to be the next Vince McMahon. But the problem is, here's what Vince did right when he started out. he understood that he was a boss. He managed people and managed expectations. And he's the one that was instrumental in building the company up. He didn't let other people build him a company and then decide to run it. Pete says that CM Punk, Phil Brooks, is a cancer to the AEW locker room. I disagree to that statement. I think CM Punk is only a cancer to the locker room in the locker room that Tony has created now. Because he has essentially made, and he has made Omega and the Bucks executive vice presidents by title only. They have no power whatsoever on the day-to-day operations of the company that they started. It was a hostile takeover. Cody got outed of the company. Now Cody's on the other program. Granted, he's hurt, but he's with the other company, and he headlined WrestleMania this year.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
But he was the biggest surprise, biggest signing of the year. He's the
hottest.
You
talking about this past year?
This past year.
About next year.
He didn't cap off the show, but that's the highlight. That's the headline everybody's pulling.
Yeah.
From WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And then to say that the Bucks and Kenny Omega are the cancer, the Elite's the cancer, I disagree. Because when they were in power,
that's when they were the best.
That's when things were. I didn't like the show when they were in power. I thought it was a mess from start to finish. The wrestling was good, but I didn't feel like we were telling a story.
Right.
If you found a way to take what you have now in storytelling and combine it, that son of a bitch put it in there, didn't he?
That was fast.
God damn it. And combine it with what the wrestling you had 3 years ago was.
Right.
You're not touching WWE.
Right.
You're just not doing it. So, do I think Tony Khan needs to bring somebody in? Absolutely. I said it in our chat earlier this week. I said it in a voice memo in our chat. Butters, get the shovels. We're burying people this week. It's no secret on this program. I cannot stand Tony Khan. I think that black sweatshirt wearing motherfucker needs to be stuck in an office somewhere in the bowels of Jaguar Stadium, never to see the light of day or be within 200 feet of a wrestling ring. Bring in an Eric Bischoff. Bring in a Paul Heyman. Bring in I'll even let you bring in Jim Cornette. I don't care. Bring in Billy Corgan, that stupid Smashing Pumpkins. Fuck.
He's actually doing pretty good.
You know who's not doing anything right now? You know who's sitting at home not doing diddly dick? Dixie fucking Carter.
Hulk Hogan?
Fuck him too. But my God, Tony Khan killed AEW. Because systematically, in one night, hold on, stop. In 30 minutes after your biggest event of the year.
Yes.
You have your newly crowned champion and your inaugural trios champions suspended. You stripped the title.
They had a fight. They had a fight that rivals the flight from hell. That
yeah, this was bigger. I mean, fuck, this was bigger than Brett and Sean at Montreal Screwjob. You did it to yourself. Tony screwed Tony.
So, real quick, Butters, before you go, I got something to say. Don, where the fuck were you at on Thursday? You want to show up when I'm on a non-football show. You know what we bring it to you tomorrow.
I'm gonna let you troll on Don later in the show.
Go ahead. Okay. That's all. He knows my feelings now. He knows my feelings now.
Before Butters goes, I promised we wouldn't ignore this. Brodo thought that our discussion would triumph the return of Imperium, their entrance music, and Mufasa being trampled by Cantaloupe. So he saw their backstory behind that. he saw the tweet about Mufasa, the Lion King story from E23, and he went on a very passion-filled voice rant. And Pete, you're familiar with the Ryan Brodo rants. And he inadvertently said cantaloupe instead of antelope. And it was off to the races for us. But Butters, please.
No, I agree to the poll. I'm like Pete. This isn't a poll to disagree to. I mean, I don't think anybody in their right fucking mind would disagree to this poll ever. But as far as bringing somebody in, yes, for the love of God, bring somebody in. I mean, hell, you've got people there that can help run that show. And I'm not talking about the young bucks. I'm not talking about the young people. You've got William Regal. You've got people like Arn Anderson, people that can actually run the show. Taz. You got multiple people there that can help you out. Just ask for fucking help.
I mean, my God, you've got Jim Ross sitting at the desk, and Jim. Look, we all can't stand Jim Ross.
Okay,
Cue the Chrome comment now. Damn, that would have been great if he just popped up in the comments. I'd have died laughing. But you have Jim Ross, who was head of talent relations for WWE during the golden era, during the Attitude Era, when we were bringing in all these high people and dealing with so many different egos and so much bullshit and kayfabe. Let Jim Ross do some of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's got anybody to go home to.
Wow. You really?
Damn.
Really? Wow.
You really went there, bro. God bless.
Father, forgive him, please.
Shit, dude. I mean, I know.
For those that don't know backstory, Jim Ross lost his wife several years ago. She was hit by a car. I think she was on her bike, wasn't she?
I don't remember.
Something like that. Yeah, I do believe she was on her bike.
I don't remember. I said what I said.
Fuck.
And now
I don't know where we go. I don't know how I train. Okay.
but here, like
go
as
ahead,
I was saying, and then to Rich's point earlier, you can bring in anybody from, because you can't do any worse now. You've already fucked up so bad you can't do any worse. You bring in Bischoff, Hogan, Dixie. Fuck it, they can fuck it up like they fucked up TNA.
Bischoff and Hogan's era in TNA was great.
It was his big guys, but just caution yourself, brothers, when you said they can't do any worse. He already did worse with one of the topics we'll talk about tonight, that fucking crack show for tournament that he has, is that you can't kind of see where I'm going with this booking. Everybody fucking knows.
Are you talking about Tony?
Yeah, everybody knows.
No, I said nobody can do worse than what he's done now. Tony just fucked it all up.
He can bring in anybody that can.
But all he can do is just keep setting the bar lower.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just digging his own fucking grave.
I mean, and then you let fucking Jericho of all people spoil your goddamn, at least one of your damn winners of the damn tournament. Literally right before the fucking match.
What do you mean?
He spoiled the Daniel Bryan match. He goes, and then I'm going to go on to beat Daniel Bryan next.
Oh, did he really say that?
Oh, yeah. He fucking spoiled the shit out of that one.
That's fantastic.
But
if anybody didn't know.
Do what?
If anybody didn't know that it was going to end up being, when they saw that graphic, Jericho and Danielson in a match, then you're fucking stupid. But
right after they just had a match at at All Out that ended so fucking piss poor and so abruptly. It was probably the worst match on the card.
We're gonna find time to talk about the card. Tell that motherfucker to get here too. Why not? No one escaped tonight. I'm taking shots at everybody.
So,
but anybody out there that has good wrestling history could come into that bitch for a good while, clean up. Anybody's got more balls than fucking Tony does.
You think they can clean up? You tell me right now, outside of MJF, who's a superstar, who else do they have that can do that already hasn't been in WWE grounds? Don't worry, I'll wait.
I
mean, you've got what?
That fucking delivery. The real cum. Don't worry, I'll wait.
When you and if where I'm from, Butters, when we ask you a question and the first two words after that is a hum and a I mean, you don't even believe the shit you about to say. See, this is why I'm here. I'm here
you got plenty of good people. I mean, you got Darby Allin, you've got Britt Baker.
I'm talking about superstar.
When the first words out of your
I'm gonna do you one better yet, right? So you had Omega, the Bucks, all them EVPs. Cody was with them. Now Cody wasn't in the elite like that from the click. Omega, the Bucks has been clicked up for years. Who was the one doing fucking shows on TNT? Cody? Judging shit. Exactly. Not Omega, not the Bucks. Some of these dudes just want to be fucking wrestlers. Like Moxley. Don't get me wrong. He wants to be a wrestler. He doesn't want to be a transcendent star. All these fucking dudes, they have indie mindsets. The only one that doesn't have an indie mindset is fucking MJF. And Jade's promo on Rampage last night, probably the best one she's fucking did, and she did it without Stokely Hathaway. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna dig deep here. Last year I came on here. I think it was a show. Me, you. I don't know, Butters. I don't know if he was on this. Me, you, and the dude. I'm sorry, my brother. The dude from Georgia, from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, George.
I said the only thing that can fuck AEW up is themselves.
And they doing it right now.
But listen,
look where we are.
But listen to this. What if they got sabotaged by WWE? I'm going deep conspiracy because what happened was Tony could not fucking help himself. Every time last summer a WWE star got released, he could not help himself. And what that did was, don't get me wrong, you want to go get Bryan Danielson, cool. You want to go get Keith Lee, cool. Somewhat. Why you get Andrade? You don't fucking use these dudes. You brought Miro. Miro should have had a world title run. That's somebody that could be a fucking star, but he doesn't fit the qualifications because guess what? His cherry got popped in WWE. You keep getting these sloppy seconds, and when back in 2019, when you started this company, it was
Malachi Black.
But I'm saying when you started this company, it was to give everybody a shot that nobody has fucking seen before. So don't get me wrong, the business now, work rate is key. Don't get me wrong. If I want to watch this good fucking matches, I'll go watch AEW, New Japan Wrestling. AEW has a fucking shit matches sometimes. You usually don't get that NJPW. But the thing is, New Japan has Okada. New Japan has Will Ospreay. If I'm fucking Tony Khan, I would have found a way to put a title on Will Ospreay somehow. I sure enough would. It'd have been fucking better than anything else they could have done.
You know, and I want to bring up Donald's comment here. Donald says, dude, Jim Ross is 1 foot out of the business. Aside from the obvious booking in favor of the Bucks and Omega over anybody else through the trios, I think they're killing it with storylines. MJF needs to be over, and Punk needs to be out the door. Mox. Danielle.
I mean, but that's not hard to see. Thank you, Donald, for your comment. That's not hard to see. But also at the same time, when they had the battle, I went back and remember how fucking went off in June when Punk first got hurt. That should have told you right there, Tony. This dude is 40-5. You tried to put the strap on this bitch twice and he got hurt both fucking times. Please, we've been there, we done that twice. It fucking failed. He can't do it. I don't give a fuck what he tells you, what his body can't fucking hold up. But I said, why the fuck, out of everybody that was in that battle royal, you knew Moxley was going. He had to be the only one to win. You should have put Wardlow in that battle royal then. Oh, everybody said he's not ready. Was Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, ready when he fucking powerbombed Bob Backlund in Madison Square Garden fucking 6 days after Survivor Series 1995?
I don't know. I was 4.
But I'm just saying, what happened? You feel what I'm saying?
No, I get you.
Bret Hart in 1992 making Ric Flair attack in Saskatchewan, Canada. Primetime wrestling. I know you guys probably weren't born. You were 2 years old.
I was 1.
But you fucking seen it. This is like 92, October 92.
I was 6.
So, but I'm saying, like, you got to have faith in the guys. And some guys need the strap, other guys don't need the strap. Tony is getting in his own way to realize the guys that can actually benefit from having a title run. Maybe albeit short, but that way you elevate them. And then you like Wardlow could be somebody that I can see in WWE because the bitch look good in the suit and he's 260 plus. Even though it's not about the size, he can talk, he can power. Like he just has this look. He has that aura about him. Everybody else, Tony's not doing any favors. And I've said it from the beginning. When they start bringing in WWE guys, you push down the original roster. Big Swole said this shit when she got released. Now it's finally coming to fucking light. It's like you said, it's more problems than even just this shit that we see. And what's so shocking about it is it's different than the screw job because Brett did it out there for public. That was during a pay-per-view. This is shit nobody really knew that was going on behind there. You heard rumors, but nobody thought it was this bad.
Well, and all right, so real quick, I want to touch on something Donald said.
Mm-hmm.
He said obvious booking in favor of the Bucks and Omega over anybody else through the trios. I feel like we would have gotten a very, very different trios match, 6-man trios match, had Malachi not been wanting out.
Yes.
I feel like that match would have been very, very different had Malachi not wanted out. They had to go the route with the Bucks and Hangman and all of that once Malachi wanted his way out. I think we were eventually going to get to here with the Elite and Hangman of the Dark Order and all that, but I think they had to call an audible. That's just my personal feeling on it.
I mean, do you really blame Malachi?
Wrong. No, not at all, because now we go into what Pete's talking about. And again, Donald, thank you for the comment. We go more into what Pete's talking about. And you built a company. You pitched a company to us being fans. We're going to take these independent wrestlers who have been grinding and busting their ass all over the world, and we're going to give them a platform to showcase their talent on a national level. Because here's Cody Rhodes, a legacy within the world of professional wrestling, a star in WWE. He was at the very top. He wasn't a champion, but he was at the top. He was aligned with Orton, and it took him to the top. You got Kenny Omega, who arguably is the hottest thing to come out of Japan in the last several years. American to come out of Japan in the last several years.
Isn't he Canadian?
All right, North American. There, I'll cover my bases. He lives in North Carolina now, so fuck off. We adopted him. We adopted him. And then you have the Young Bucks, who have never been truly signed with a major promotion. Yeah, they were in ROH. Yeah, they did New Japan Pro Wrestling. But they never did a WWE run.
Right. That saw the light of day.
That saw the light of day, yeah. They are indie darlings. They are literally the definition, and this is not a shot, they are the definition of an indie wrestler.
Yep.
And you see it in their character and their in-ring shenanigans. I think they're the two of the greatest tag team wrestlers on the planet.
Yep.
But they're an indie darling. And it was these four guys with the backing of the fucking wrestling god, Chris Jericho. He's on your Mount Rushmore. I don't care what you say. This man has embedded himself a million times over 30 years. He's always relevant. So he stays.
And does less and less in the ring every time. That's
I know, it's great. I wish I could be him. But actually, I kind of am if you think about my new role. But it's literally, it was these five guys that said, we're going to give people like MJF, Darby Allin, Jade, Britt Baker, Sammy Guevara, Jamie Hayter, Dante Martin. I saw those eyes. Yeah, I know. Thunder Rosa. The list goes on and on. The Acclaimed, the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Wardlow, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs. We're going to give these guys a platform to showcase their craft and become household names within the common wrestling fans' vocabulary. And then what happened?
Right.
And then you brought in Jon Moxley. Not saying this is Jon Moxley's fault.
Right.
But Jon Moxley was the first of many WWE talents that we would start to see making the transition. A few months after they're released, they're showing up on AEW in some capacity. God rest his soul, Brody Lee, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Miro, Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly,
Cesaro,
Keith Lee, William Regal. And slowly but surely, these guys have fallen. Those names I listed earlier have fallen by the wayside. I mean, we were talking 6-7 months ago how Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin are the future of this company.
Yep. And they get every time somebody, well, not every time, but
more times than not.
He just had too much of a it was fucking like mark overload, bro. Like all
it was.
Go back to All Out last year. We were talking like that's the fucking greatest pay-per-view I've ever seen. But I said, now you have so much talent. How can you make everybody happy? Because people before all these additions, Darby was TNT champion, took it off of Cody, had a program with Miro. Once Adam Cole came in, boom, that shit stops. His shit just fucking flatline. Miro, flatline. Mm-hmm. Like you can't. And now you're trying to go back to it. Like right now, in my opinion, after the promo, I watched Rampage. After the promo Powerhouse Hobbs cut, him and Wardlow need to be in it. That's believable.
Yes.
I would love that for a TNT title.
I agree.
It needs something. It's two of the bigger guys you have. But like you said, like I don't know if Tony can do it. What other business has he run where he didn't get daddy's fucking money and turned it into something profitable?
I'm bringing this up for a second. Look at this tournament. We're going to dive deep into the tournament in a little bit, but I like where the conversation is going right now. But I want to bring something up here. I mentioned how Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin, we talked they're the future of this company. They're in the first match, the first round of this tournament on Rampage, which I'm sorry, it's not a show a lot of people are going to watch.
Right.
In an 11-minute match, and Darby Allin is knocked out first round of this tournament. A tournament that has Hangman Adam Page, champion, fuck off, move on. Bryan Danielson, been a champion, fuck off, move on. Chris Jericho is like your only fucking champion in this company, it seems sometimes. Fuck off, move on. Jon Moxley just had the title, was quote-unquote a transitional champion. Fuck off, move on. Sammy Guevara, TNT champion. Fuck off, move on. This tournament should have been packed with people who've never held the big title.
It should have been a bigger tournament. And I'm questioning that. Like, he loves his fucking tournament, so why wasn't this that big? Are you just trying to hold it out to your next big event, which is what?
Grand Slam.
They're doing this shit in 2 weeks and not next. So you got Grand Slam on the 21st. Butters, I'm all with you. Wednesday night show should have been a trios title match and then a fucking 16-man tournament. And it should be all, and that's all Rampage should be. And just look at the brackets. But I do you one even better. If you didn't want to do that, you fucking love Battle Royal so much, have a Battle Royal, the last 4 fucking guys or the last 6 guys in it, 4 guys in it, whatever, they're in it. But it's somebody whose names are not on this fucking list because you need to add believability. Even with this, we all know how it's going to end.
Now,
the Raw where Sheamus became the number 1 contender in that Battle Royal where nobody was a champion. They should have done that right there.
Now, I will give AEW a small iota of rope here. I know they're going to fucking hang me with it later. You did not plan for Sunday night to happen. you did not plan to have to be in a position where you're suspending
That's
your
true.
champion
That's true.
after the long-awaited return of MJF. In incredible fashion, by the way. You were not prepared for that, and I understand that. So you're putting together a 2-week tournament just because you fucked your entire programming up. Okay, that's fine. I'll give it to you. But then in that sentence, if you're having to rewrite things anyway, let's rewrite it and have some fun with it.
Hell, why couldn't you have a ladder match?
Fuck your ladder match.
With 6 to 8 people at the next event.
Because Butters, that's the thing. When I think AEW at its core, it's not ladder matches. It's not battle royals. It's more along the tournament, but just he could have milked this shit for 2 full weeks to full 4 hours of programming, and he didn't. I understand you gotta get the women on there. I understand you get, but they're the AEW is the king
Fuck
of getting
that
backstage quick 2-minute interviews about shit to keep shit going. This tournament could have meant any they fucking do run-ins and shit, Andy, for matches on Rampage. They set up matches on Rampage. Why couldn't you do that with a fucking tournament?
You could have stretched this tournament for weeks.
Yes.
You could have done something unprecedented. You could have went New Japan Pro Wrestling
G1
tournament style. G1, thank you. I couldn't think of it. You could have gone G1 style with this and done something revolutionary that nobody in the States has seen before. And instead, you opted to just get me to where it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley beating Jericho to set up MJF Moxley.
You think see that I'm the complete opposite. I think they're going to have Danielson go over Jericho because you can't have Danielson lose twice to this dude.
You may have Danielson Moxley,
right?
That creates a rift in the Blackpool Combat Club.
Or this is. I would be okay if it ends up like this. If it ends up Danielson Guevara.
I was about to say, why does it always got to be Moxley? Why can't it be Guevara? Just to make a fucking surprise
for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take it Danielson Guevara.
Mm-hmm.
We know MJF is waiting in the wings. Guevara is a heel. MJF is supposed to be a heel. Danielson and MJF have not really had an interaction with each other. You've done nothing there. So now you're going to tell me Danielson's going to beat Guevara, which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
Can you build out Danielson versus MJF?
Fuck yeah, he could go after him for the headache. He could go after for his past shit not getting over until he had to make the whole fucking world Michigan State basketball game going yes, 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 just to get put into a spot. MJF could have a fucking field day with that. And we all know Bryan Danielson can talk. Hell, we thought Bryan Danielson, we seen him turn fucking heel in one night. He came in. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not talking about two guys who can't make it work. They can make it fucking work. You feel what I'm saying? But the best thing is you just do it all that night. Why? Like, if I'm not mistaken, this chip to cash in, he can cash it at any time. It's almost just like Money in the Bank. Now, I know it hasn't been done that way in the past. They've done full matches and guys pretty much Babe Ruthed it and called their shots, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So just if you're in fucking New York, everybody knows MJF is going to cash it in. Just fucking cash it in, and then you can have Brian chase. You can have so many other people start to chase you. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. Like, if I'm Miro, like that promo, once again, he cut on Rampage. He's like, false god. Like, I'm pissed. What did I leave for? And this is why I say this goes back to my roots. You're just seeing a combination of what happened in that media scrum of all the problems have ran so deep, probably been festering for a fucking year or so in that locker room because guys came here and thought they were going to have a spot. And this is why I say, listen, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm probably just shooting a fucking arrow in the middle of the fucking ocean. But I can see Vince, Steph, Trips, and Nick Khan all sitting down like, all right, this is time. Because they can see the momentum going, right? And I said they only ones that can shoot themselves in the foot. And what do you do sometimes? What do you do to when you give some people? Sometimes people you give them an inch, they take them out, right? Fucking hungry. Tony Khan was a hungry hippo. He couldn't stop from eating. He couldn't stop from swallowing. WWE with talent. You see what I'm saying? he couldn't stop. He couldn't help himself. And now he it's a problem of his own greedy making. I'm not sitting here saying that he should have been more conscientious of who he brought on, in what spots, and how. And then just because you have all this amazing talent, it goes to show you could not be using them right. I mean, guys are getting over in spite of the fuckery that's going on. Daniel Garcia getting over in spite of the fuckery that's going on. Dante Martin, I don't like him on the mic, but they haven't showed enough of his personality. This is fucking. He's just a wrestler. Like, you don't know these guys. You don't know their personality. Ricky Stark was the closest thing, but I think he's hurt. That he has to take some time. That's why that match was so fucking quick on Sunday night. But even Powerhouse Hobbs, you never would have thought he would have had that much promo ability from the time he was in Team Taz. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
and that's the other thing. We were so quick to bring all these people in the beginning, and you turned your company into NFL 2.0.
Yep.
And what do you have to show for it?
Yep.
You have debauchery, you have fuckery, you have guys fighting in the back, you've got people who are sitting at home collecting a paycheck who at this point should just be like, fuck it, cool. I'm sitting at home getting paid. I don't think I deal with that bullshit.
They want
to go to work.
Give you one better. How many fucking couples is in the AEW?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Like, this is not really a workplace. It's a fucking hangout. Literally, Tay Conti was married to a whole another fucking dude. Sammy Guevara, I told my wife just that, proposed to a chick, his ex-fiance, on the episode of live TV. Less than a year later, she's divorced. He's estranged from his fiance. Now they're fucking married. Anna Jay and Jungle Boy. Fucking Julia Hart and Lee Johnson. Like, you got all
Adam
these.
Cole and Britt Baker.
The Bunny, and I think it's what, the Butcher?
Oh, the Butcher and the no, not the
Or
Butcher.
the
It's
Blade?
the Blade. It's the Blade and the Bunny. But they've been married though.
But still, it's to your same point.
Still, and then look at all the the word click gets thrown around a lot. But look at all the best friends. The groups that are here. That these guys are, it's their friends. They're hanging out with their friends.
It's clicky.
It's very clicky.
Very clicky. And then the people who work together are cool too. Regardless of who wins or who loses. And it's just like, sometimes you got to put them all fucking in the room. Like, you're gonna do business. Let's figure it the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes back to this dumb motherfucker, man. I am so tired of Tony Khan. Like, this guy unnerves me so much because all you do is, you're a wrestling fan. You're not a businessman.
Yes.
He just needs to
You're
step
a wrestling fan who was given the opportunity to sit down and do what we all dreamed about years ago on Raw versus SmackDown and create a fantasy draft roster. That's all you fucking did. And now you're sitting there playing GM mode, panicking because you're running out of money and you still got to book a pay-per-view in the third week of July.
Yep.
It's without a shadow of a doubt one of the most frustrating things on the planet when you see so much talent being wasted. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, I'm going to piss people off, but this is WCW light, and the fact that we're trying to build up Jade as the next Goldberg, as the female version of Goldberg, is arguably the worst decision we could have ever fucking done. Because nobody's excited. Nobody's excited to watch a Jade match anymore.
I'd rather hear her talk.
Everybody wants to see that bitch get her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Lose the title, and we do something else with it. This is a TBS title. You were, in your infinite wisdom, somewhere on the fucking planet, in the bowels of Jaguar Stadium, two assholes sat there and said, "Oh, this is a great idea. where our moms let us go out and tell everybody. That's what happened here.
Shit, for all we know, Tony's going to have someone like the Bunny just come in, roll her up, and be done with. Because he doesn't know what to fucking do.
But nobody's happy. So you had Jade and Athena at All Out last weekend. And Athena comes out the gate and hits her with the Eclipse. I don't know what she's calling it now. But she hits her with the Eclipse out the rip. And everybody went, it's over. We're actually have a program with this title again.
Right.
It's not just the queen bitch and her two fucking whore lackeys.
Wow.
That's all they are. They bring nothing to the table.
Oh, Ritz is on a roll tonight, folks.
And what's worse, right, Ritz, is the fact that anybody that you can believe that could beat her, she's already beaten. Your women's roster is not that fucking good to begin with in the first place. So
TNA makes your women's roster. You make TNA's women's roster look like it's gold.
That's because TNA's women's roster a whole lot better, in my opinion.
Now it is. It didn't used to be for a while. It was a magnificent shit show. I mean, there are independent promotions that have a better roster.
Agreed.
I mean, fuck, I can go down to Booker T's school down the road and grab 7 people, and I guarantee you they're better than the roster.
And they're probably being better taught as to how to transcend your personality just outside of the ring.
You have the only saving grace you have on your roster is Dr. Britt Baker, somebody who taught herself this business and still has her own business outside of this.
She needs to get safer in the ring. That's all.
Agreed. I don't disagree with you, but she's literally your homegrown talent. She carried your company on her back for months. She carried that division. For what?
Right.
For fucking what? I love Thunder Rosa. I think she's phenomenal. Her title run was abysmal. And now you're putting the title on Toni Storm, who, I'm sorry, she's flat as a character.
I'm about to say lies.
She is two-dimensional. There's nothing there.
You would have had a better storyline putting it on. What was the other one in the match?
Jamie Hayter. I wanted that so
because
badly.
you don't know.
And we talked about that
fresh,
night
Butters.
too. Well, no. Me and Rich were talking about that, watching that match. They could have had a hell of a storyline here with her and Britt Baker.
Yep, Britt Baker being jealous. But see, this is the thing. I think, like in WWE, they show you like they build up vignettes. And in AEW, I understand there's some things you don't want to be like WWE, but you need to have them be something. It's one thing to get over is in the ring, but to be interested in somebody as a champion or whatever, you have to show me more. You feel what I'm saying? Like you have to give me something else, and they haven't built that. It's only outside of MJF. There's only one other. There's really one that's really a fucking superstar, and that just happened probably within the last 3 to 4 months. It's fucking Max Caster. That's it. Yeah. I mean, Anthony Bones is just along for the fucking ride. Sorry, brother. You're along for the fucking ride.
When Swerve Strickland said your body hates you, I have never heard such a more real comment in my life.
Every time.
But it's just so frustrating to love a business, love an industry so much. And we just got done with a shitty era in WWE. Like WWE did 180 in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are looking at AEW.
Yep.
And we're wondering, what the fuck are you assholes doing down there?
See, and that's the thing. Vince got to the point where he was trying to make motherfuckers like the 1980s again. Like, you can't make people that unbelievable. But even him, he learned from his dad, who was a territory. Vince had a love and a passion for it, but it was a passion for being in the ring, but it's also a passion for a business to make money. Triple H the same way, but it's just different. But he saw the business side of it. Tony is too close to where he's so fucking blinded by his passion for the business. He's thinking with a fan perspective, and that's not going to be what ultimately in the long run is going to keep you sustainable. Because if you don't, hopefully now he's been, like I said, some people just nut up on their own and some people are forced to. He has to change or else AEW won't be around. And I don't know. I think don't they meet at the end of this year to re-talk about their TV rights?
I think they do. And you know what's comical? I sat on this program numerous times through the pandemic, through the early days of AEW. And I said this company is in for a rude awakening. I said that the honeymoon phase is going to be over.
Yep.
And we are going to be at a point where we're going to question this golden goose that is AEW. We're going to be sitting here and we're going to wonder what the fuck they're doing. And we're going to be upset when people are released or let go of their contracts. And everybody said, nope, it's not going to be like that. They're different. They're going to be different. Fuck you people. I was right, you assholes.
And honestly, the death by their death is because of WWE. If he's never given the chance to sign all these people and influx of talent, he probably just keeps it going. And the longer you do it, the more organic your stars are being built.
And when you compare WWE, and we're gonna refer to it in the pandemic era.
Oh,
when you go back and you look at the crowdless shows, you go back and you watch it's Daly's Place is the name of it, right?
Daly's Place, yeah.
Yeah, you watch the Daly's Place versus the Performance Center shows. They were doing such good stuff at Daly's Place, and the Performance Center left us scratching our heads. Now they eventually figured out their groove. It took them a little bit. But because these guys over at Daly's Place are used to performing in front of nobody,
right?
It was easy for them to go out there and carry a company on their back. But the minute you brought people back, the minute you brought back all eyes are on you, 15,000 people in an arena chanting, "Scissor me, daddy."
Daddy, yes.
Right? 15,000 people chanting that. And yet you want to bring in the schmucks that Vince said I can't do anything with. And nothing against the talent. Nothing against the talent. Thank you. That was brought in. Because they're victims of stupidity.
And you talk about the Acclaimed and everything, and it's like you don't give them the title.
I can't believe that fucking shit got over.
You talk about giving the title, and you bring in new people, giving the titles to Swerve in Our Glory. You don't give it to them at the pay-per-view when everybody's all over the fucking Acclaimed.
Yep.
But yet here you go here in a few weeks. Hey, we'll give you another title shot,
and probably put them over then.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing with Swerve in Our Glory.
Yep.
They didn't win the titles when all eyes were on that.
Nope. And they only won. Now, listen, this is where the EVP shit gets fucked up, and it has nothing to do with the whole CM Punk Colt Cabana shit, which is, I don't know why CM Punk even gave a fuck. And that just shows you how fucking big of an ego he has. Something that's been dead and buried with their friendship for fucking years. Somebody says one thing and he has to go back into it like it just fucking happened yesterday. That just shows you the type of person we deal with. But they only dropped the titles because they knew they were going to win the trio tournament. They knew the trio tournament was coming up. That's why they dropped the titles. Yep. So whatever, hats off to Keith and Swerve. But now, what do you after they Swerve in Our Glory? What do you do? What do you do after that? After they drop the titles at Grand Slam, which they should, because that's just, I think that's what's best for business. They claim it's an organic tag team from the jump. It's an AEW original.
You're gonna have Swerve and Lee duke it out.
Oh fuck! I so wish Keith Lee was still on fucking WWE, bro.
I wish Keith Lee could get out of his contract right now and go back.
Yes.
I want the song back on my phone because I don't have it anymore. And let us all bask in his glory.
You know, I think that's what Malachi's going to do after he gets everything straightened out with himself.
It's himself, his wife, and everything else.
He's going to go straight back to Triple H, and Triple H is going to take him in with arms wide open.
Because Triple H took care of his people.
Yep. And he actually did shit with Malachi. You know, he actually did shit with him.
And Triple H knew when to be the boss.
Yep.
When to be a wrestler.
Yep.
And when to be their friend.
And Dave Roscoe, listen, Dave, I love you, man. Your last comment made me the smartest fucking thing you said outside of the Mandy Rose shit. Because now Kyle's hurt. Bobby Fish is gone. Elite is gone. What the fuck is he coming back to?
He's going to come back. I swear to God, they're probably going to do some sort of stupid vignette or some backstage thing. He's going to come back to looking around like shit. Where the hell's everybody at?
I mean, he's good enough to stand on his own, but it's just like everything they signed, like even Danielson, like he's like, I signed up for this. I mean, now granted, he wasn't cleared in WWE. I get it. But like you look at somebody like Andrade, I signed up for this.
I think Andrade's ready to get out.
I couldn't have given less of a flying fuck when Andrade, this black mask looking motherfucker, and fucking supersized El Torito came out for the ladder match at All Out.
Bro, but that's another thing. He's a Trips guy.
I know.
It's just, I don't know, man. And now Tony's his fucking nuts is over a fire because he knows he has to do something, because if he doesn't, he lets these people go or doesn't renew their contracts, guess where the fuck they're going?
Back home.
The Young Bucks have already put feelers out to WWE.
I saw that.
Could you imagine it's Royal Rumble and the fucking Young Bucks and Kenny Omega walk out on WWE after Cody Rhodes has won the Royal Rumble and is going to WrestleMania?
That'd be fucking crazy.
Fucking imagine
them
body bag that company.
Work a program that you can get me Usos and Bucks at Mania. Oh my god.
The Bloodline versus the Elite.
Because now you got four. Because you got Solo Sikoa too.
Let Solo Sikoa and fucking Kenny Omega go at it.
You got Sammy too. Why not?
Fuck him. That's just Owen Hart 2.0, and he's not even a good Owen Hart.
So it's the Nation of Domination 2.0.
I told you last week it was. And then you got fucking the Young Bucks versus the Usos, and then Cody versus Roman. You can't tell me that doesn't scream money.
It does. It does, man. I don't.
Yeah, no, it screams a ton of money, and I agree. I think the Bucks are good, unless something truly happens. I think the Bucks are done. I don't think Omega's done, but I think the Bucks are at least done.
I think the Bucks.
Didn't they say Punk through the first? I saw something about Ted that said they're going to do it. They did a third party investigation. Both going to be gone. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out that Punk threw the first punch.
Well, here's my question. Where are the fucking cameras at?
That shit'll never see the fucking light of day.
No, I'm not saying that we're gonna see that, but you're telling me out of all this where everybody was at, there was no camera to show whether the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega knocked down the door, or whether or not CM Punk threw the first punch.
The only consistency is Nick was the first one in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Nick was the first. Buck was the first one in the room. And that's when the punches flew. Omega grabbed the dog and got the fuck out of there.
He tried to get out of there.
He grabbed Steel's dog?
No, Punk's dog. And because the dog was in the room, he wanted to make sure the dog was safe.
Yep.
Okay.
Because Steel, that jackass, threw a chair.
I mean, in my opinion, that's the only one that probably should get.
I think all 4 of them should get fucking axed.
You mean 5 or?
No, because Omega grabbed the dog.
But he grabbed it to go to safety.
Right, but I'm saying that's what he did. He grabbed the dog to go to safety.
That's why I said at the end of the day, I think the Bucks will be the ones out, and Omega will just stay.
Who's this?
Who this is?
Why would you even ask?
Dale! Dale!
What in the power line hell is happening?
Are you Freddie Mercury right now?
Dito.
He's Freddie Mercury right now.
He looks like a great value power line.
Dito.
I found out today Freddie Mercury was of African descent, by the way.
All right.
Yes. That's it. That's all we get.
That's all we got.
Wow. And he'd have been perfect if he was holding Larry the dog. But
like that, you know what's sad though? Normally when Frank comes in, I'm like, what the fuck afterwards? In like a ha-ha. But now I'm just like, what the fuck was that?
yeah, I have no idea.
Dumb shit.
I have no idea what I just saw.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Frank.
But so I don't know if you want to transition to it at some point.
We can transition now. We spent an hour telling everybody how shitty of a human being Tony Khan is, and short of telling him that this asshole should. Never mind. I'm not saying that. Nope, I'm not
I mean, go snort another line, Tony, because I mean, your
I'm
business
just saying
is failing.
this. The best thing he's ever done for this company was pre-tape that message Wednesday night, because I swear to God, had Dynamite open and he walked out in a sweatshirt,
it would have been raucous.
a sweatshirt, I would have interrupted.
You know what? To be
Look,
quite honest,
I had a show Wednesday night. I do a Disney show Wednesday night. You guys were on the air when it happened, and A2D Wednesday night was getting ready. Had that asshole walked out in a black sweatshirt, everything was getting interrupted.
He should have, though. He should have just. That's the thing. It tells you about his character. He doesn't want to face the music. He really doesn't. He doesn't have it. Wait, Tony, the same play. Wow. What? See, this is you just cursed your team, sir. You just cursed your team tomorrow.
but I also think that's Tony's problem is he can't be in front of a crowd. He needs to do it taped. He's a lot better.
He's socially awkward. Say it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's socially awkward. He just needs to do everything
socially
pre-taped.
awkward people. He gives them a bad name. Tony Khan's just a miserable human fucking being.
I got a question for you, Ritz. I got a question for you. Would you
raise my blood pressure?
No, but would you put Tony ahead of the line of punchable faces over Don Callis?
Yes.
Just checking.
Actually, no, they're the same spot.
No. You only get one.
No, hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. Because if I hit one of them hard enough, I'm going to hit the other.
You only get one.
My dream would be to hit Tony hard enough to where I hit Don Callis in the face with Tony Khan.
But Don Callis be having them fire loafers, though, bro. His loafers be.
Fuck you. Shut up. Fuck
you only get
loafers.
one, Ritz. You only get one, damn it. And it sounds like Tony's number one.
AEW makes things up on the fly. Why can't I?
Bro, just real like you look at how SmackDown ended, right? And the quality and the thought that went into that. Because is that
screen grab I'm seeing accurate? They ended it in black and white.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
great.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole build up that whole night was the focus was still on Drew and the bloodline. Drew getting revenge on the bloodline. He completely fucking forgot about Karrion Kross. Now, this is how great this. I mean, he was in the ring in fucking full color, straight jacket applied, immediate black and white, fades out as he actually sells and goes out, and all you see is a black screen of Michael Cole just begging for help. Somebody come get him help. Masterpiece. Phenomenal. It tells you one fucking company now is playing chess when the other one is playing checkers.
Fuck
Vince
that,
McMahon was
Chinese
playing
checkers.
fucking. I don't know what game he was playing, but he was the only one playing that bitch.
I feel like
both
AEW.
sides.
Oh my god, no. AEW is playing that stupid little fucking game you play at Cracker Barrel with the pegs.
Yes.
No,
It's
see, Tony's just
apropos too, if you think about it.
Tony's just sitting back playing pocket pool. That's the only game he's playing.
Oh, he's playing pocket pool, all right. All right, what are we talking about next?
I have no idea. We're over the place.
Let's talk all out. Might as well. All right. What did you guys think? And I don't want to go like super in depth and break everything down.
I thought it was great. Overall, it was a great pay-per-view.
What did you think of the casino ladder match?
I liked the ending.
Worst one they had so far.
I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was great.
The spots were great, but I just don't. They didn't have any build up to it like they had in the past. I remember Keith Lee debuted, and they said he has a spot in a casino ladder match like 2 weeks before whenever he debuted.
Yeah,
there was no build up into who it was. The guys didn't talk about the ladder match as much as Tony Khan likes to do cutaways and real quick hit interviews. We didn't. Andrade was trying to fucking buy the Dark Order or some shit for the last 2 weeks before he was even talking about the fucking casino match. You see what I'm saying? Like it was just, and
this was just teams. That's all they really did here. They picked teams and Dante Martin. You had the Lucha Bros. You had Black Mask and El Torito, and then you had the Blackpool Combat Club.
And that's perfectly fine because you try to pit each team against each other, and it really just didn't
work.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I did like the spot where they had Stokely Hathaway come out and with Ethan Page, Lee Moriarty, Colton Gunn, Austin Gunn, W. Morrissey. I really liked that. You really didn't do anything with it moving forward, but I really liked that building up to MJF.
I mean, all they got to say is MJF paid him long enough to get his little chip and go home.
Yeah, I don't know where he fits in with them. I wish Morrissey was on his own, but everybody else I think is in the right spot. I think it's good for the Gun Club. I think it's good for Lee Moriarty. Ethan Page, if he's not with a group, he can't stand out on his own. I feel like this fucking American Top Team just went away. Scorpio Sky hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Okay, so I understand that now, but Morrissey, I would tag. I would like to see Morrissey and Ethan Page, or once again, Wardlow. I'm tired of seeing the Powerbomb Symphony on a guy that's fucking 210 pounds, and you got other bigger guys. You just saw the best match of last weekend, in my opinion, was Gunther and Sheamus.
Oh my god!
Two
slobber knocker.
Yeah,
match of the weekend by far.
Yeah, 265 plus guys just fucking working. Wardlow can do that shit. It's cool to see the Powerbomb Symphony, but at some point you want to see this dude be tested, and you got dudes on your roster that you can test this guy with. Especially now, you have an opportunity because he just called out everybody in the fucking locker room on Rampage.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
You see what I'm saying? So there's so many different ways, but only I will say this. I know Butters wants it done. I can't believe you said you like it. It's fucking too many matches with no build up. 15 fucking matches, way too fucking long. It's ridiculous. You could and then the matches you had on the card, why hasn't Hook made his pay-per-view debut?
He was on the pre-show.
Why the fuck is he on the pre-show? So why? I feel like Tony is a Major League Baseball owner who's stalling the studs and the minors just to fucking keep stalling them, to pay him less, and less. You know who these fucking guys pop, who the crowd pops for. All you got to do is walk the crowd during sound check and see whose signs is out there, whose t-shirts is out there. I'm telling you right now, fucking Hook, there's probably more Hook signs and fucking Hook merchandise than a good chunk of the roster that you fucking put on TV every fucking week and on that fucking pay-per-view.
And if you're going to give Hook the title, I mean, fuck that FTW title. Just give him the TNT title.
You don't even need to give him a title, but then you also got fucking Action Bronson getting involved in the action, giving away free shit on a fucking 0 hour. For what? That's why trust me, Jim Cornette is on the side of the CM Punk because he doesn't like the fucking Bucks. You listen to his fucking shit all week. Wrestling has not been as popular news, as hot as it a topic in a long fucking time. I'm happy for that, but it could be for bad, negative, and good reasons. But this is what Jim Cornette says about Tony Khan. He doesn't know how to turn this shit into cash, how to turn it into money, and it's right there for him. And
Bischoff said the same thing. I don't remember Bischoff's exact quote, but he said that if Punk pulled the same shit on Bischoff that he pulled on Tony Khan, he wouldn't be fucking working there anymore.
Yep.
Nope. And I know he also was quoted as saying, if this is a fucking work and they somehow turn this into money, then his shit will change. But my thing is, you can't even turn into money because the only believable thing that you would have to turn it into, you got a tag team. Nobody's gonna fucking ride with Punk to make it a 3-on-3. You would have to do Punk and Omega, and for what? So Punk can try to keep with Omega and get fucking hurt again. He can't do it. You see what I'm saying? He's not a Jericho. He can't, because his whole stick, I'm the best wrestler in the world. See, Jericho invented himself. That he works smarter, not harder. Punk can't do that. And when he tries to keep up, you see what happens. He fucking breaks down. You're gonna talk about Swerve saying somebody's body is failed him. Ha ha ha. Phillip Brooks here is looking at you, kid.
And to further that conversation just a little bit, when you look at Omega and you look at Punk and you look at all these guys that I just totally lost my train of thought. Holy shit. I feel like I had an aneurysm. Where the hell was I going with that? You said something. I really wanted to interrupt you, but we were making a great point, so I just let it roll. Oh, Tony doesn't have the wherewithal to make this a work. He doesn't have the forward thinking. You know who I feel bad for in all of this? This is what I was going to say. I feel bad for MJF. Because this was supposed to be MJF's big moment. You kept this man off of TV for the entire summer. Whether the contract dispute and the money thing, whether that was a work or not, I don't care.
Yep.
But you kept him off TV. You brought him back in one of the coolest ways ever. Like, Pete, I don't know where you watched All Out, but watching that segment in a dark movie theater was awesome.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It was fantastic,
incredible. And then to find out 24 hours later that all this shit went down and Punk's getting suspended, and
it overshadowed MJF.
It really took away from MJF.
You threw away shit that made sense. All right, MJF is going to get his revenge on Punk. So there was shit there, and the thing is, I know you said something earlier, like, not hats off to AEW because they didn't know they would be dealing with this shit, but in a way they would be dealing with it anyway because he tore his tricep.
Yeah,
that's right. He did get hurt.
You see what I'm saying?
But and this is weird. This is where I reference back WWE, right? If he tore it and it's torn off, and he's not showing as bad as Cody was, right?
Right.
At Grand Slam, yeah, you're probably going to rush it a little bit. Put the belt on MJF and let's roll.
Yep.
You could have very easily done that.
Yep.
We're not talking about the trios match because there's really no point in it anymore. It was a good match, though. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the storytelling between Adam Page and the Dark Order. Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Gun has never been heels ever. Ever. Why?
Again, shitty booking by Tony Khan.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
And in the perfect opportunity, I know there's some beef between this team and people in that locker room, but it was fucking all ROH. Why not the fucking Briscoes? it would have made so much fucking sense.
Because of TBS or TNT do not like the Briscoes for shit said many, many moons ago.
But it was a pay-per-view. Who gives a fuck? It was one night only.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They'd still say something.
But this is where Tony Khan needs to go find his balls in Daddy's wallet.
And I get that, and I understand.
But no. Because if you get it, you wouldn't have brought it up. Okay?
Common theme here tonight, Butters.
Very, very simply put, you were on internationally broadcasted platform. You were not on TBS. You were not on TNT. You were not promoting the Briscoes for either show.
Nope.
They could have put fucking anybody on that platform they wanted to. They could have brought out Bob Chapek and put him on that fucking platform for all we cared. So you could have brought the Briscoes out. You had a phenomenal opportunity to do so. You done fucked yourself, and I'm sorry to see it happen.
I don't know, man. It's sad, bro. I feel bad for Paige. I feel bad for guys. Like, I feel bad for the Dark Order. I feel bad for Keith Lee. I'm a fan of it. There's nobody I live myself through Keith Lee because I wish I was that tall. If I was that tall, I'll probably be doing the same shit he would.
If I need Keith Lee versus Billy Gunn. I don't know why, but after the interactions, and I said it to Butters Sunday night, after the interactions that these two had at the pay-per-view, I need that.
I can see it
bad.
I mean, and then you can see see a little bit of dissension between him and Swerve because Keith Lee wanted to,
give him props.
Yeah, exactly. Swerve don't want him.
Props, and Swerve didn't want to.
Yeah, Keith Lee can't be. He's not a heel. Swerve could be a heel.
Yeah.
I did not like the Christian Cage Jungle Boy.
Nope.
Well, that's because Christian Cage is injured. They just did.
They knew he was They knew he's been hurt the whole fucking time.
He's going to be out for quite a while as well.
But to Pete's point, you knew, and the first night that you're gonna call Jungle Boy Jack Perry, you have him get fucking obliterated. I'm sorry, that choke slam onto the grate.
Did you see his back?
Yeah, motherfucker, I was sitting next to you. Yes, I saw his back.
I know. I'm just saying it, but still, them burns. Woo.
That's all right. Anna Jay took care of him at the end. That's all that
matters. Jericho, Daniel Bryan was a great match. I was very, very happy with that match.
The ending was just out of nowhere. That's the only thing I didn't like about that.
Ending was a little weird.
It was more to set up the whole Daniel Garcia storyline further.
Which, is it Daniel Garcia or was it Dante Martin?
Daniel Garcia.
Okay. I might have really fucked up our description then. Oops. Yeah, oops. Yeah, so we're gonna have that fixed if anybody's still watching. But no, All Out was so poorly put together, wonderfully executed for what they had put together. I enjoyed myself Sunday night.
I did too.
Maybe part of it's because of the company I had, except for Butters.
Bitch.
Kidding.
He just being serious.
But he's just being serious. Good one.
The only issue I had with All Out was it was too damn long.
Yep.
But they're all too damn long right now. Like every event we go to right now, every fucking event, I'm like, why? Why
do we do this to ourselves? Like, WWE does great with 8 matches. Why can't Tony do that?
Because he doesn't want to be like the desire to not be them is fucking bringing his shit down. The desire to be so different from what actually works is just fucking them over.
You can do 10. Fuck it. If you don't want to do 8, you can do 10. I get it, but at the same time, anything over 10 is too damn much.
Yep.
And then he wants to go and rant about, oh my God, I was the only one that ever did Labor Day, and now they're doing it too.
That's another fucking weakness, bro. Those two shows, which were free, were fucking not taking away from your buys. I can see if Worlds Collide went directly up against you at the same time, but like Triple H said in his interview with Ari Mawani, he said, "All right, you beat our developmental. Okay, like their developmental went up against you."
What up against your flagship show?
And
gave you a run for your money.
And you're complaining about a show that went off at 4:00, got done by 6, and started at your 0 hour. What you were giving away for fucking free anyway?
Yeah.
Like you
had no competition that weekend, period. Everybody already bought and paid for it.
He likes CM Punk because they fucking got an ego out of this world, bro. Both of them.
Well, and you know where I lost a lot of respect for Tony Khan. Tony Khan could have taken the high road when Vince McMahon retired.
Yep.
Say what you will about the whole Vince scenario. That's not what's up for debate right now. You could have very easily taken the high road, not said a goddamn word, and just, hell, you could have even said, wished him a great future. We wish you the best of luck on all your future endeavors. I would have gotten a good laugh out of that.
Right.
But no, to turn around and make the comment that you made, that was in poor taste, Tony. That showed that you're nothing more than a fan.
And
you're that asshole in the basement of his mom's house.
Yes. And the worst thing is I don't know what he said, by the way, about Vince McMahon. I never paid attention. I don't give a fuck.
I got it somewhere.
The longest tenured owner in sports professional wrestling now, or some shit like that.
Hold on, I got it. It's somewhere. I'll find it in a second.
So, but my thing is this: the same fucking passion that you have started with the company that dude had. You throw all that shit out the window. Like, how do you cut a promo? Like, it's not that serious, bro. Nobody would have fought you, and if you would have gave Vince McMahon his flowers and said, "Thank you for everything, whatever. It's unfortunate timing, what have you, but thank you for all the years of this and this. I'm a fan for this business because of you." Nobody in that AEW locker room would have thought of you any different. Mm-hmm. Now, if anything, you saying what you said, it makes you fucking look super fucking petty.
Here it is. Thanks to you wrestling fans and your great support of AEW. I'm grateful to now be the longest tenured CEO in pro wrestling. Thank you very much to every single person who watches AEW on TV. See you Friday night, #AEW Rampage on @TNT Drama, blah, 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 blah. I lost a lot of respect for him that night.
Low fucking hanging fruit, bro. For no reason.
None.
Yep.
It's just I don't get it, man. He's in his own wrestling world. Like, he doesn't, it's like he forgot. I'm such a fan. I don't realize that, not so much the politics, but the traditions behind the scenes from an owner standpoint. It's a different set of fucking rules, unwritten rules that you have to follow. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, I absolutely agree to that. And there's, and I don't want to get back on a Tony Khan rant again, but it's almost a fucking inevitable. There is a way to conduct yourself.
Yes.
And somebody really needs to teach Tony. Like, I want him to go ask his daddy. Go ask your daddy if Jerry Jones comes out tomorrow ahead of the NFL kickoff and says, "I've sold the Dallas Cowboys because insert scandal here." Your daddy gonna make that comment?
Nope. Because his daddy's gonna be humble about it. Somebody needs to go in that locker room and humble the shit out of Tony right now.
I would love it if Vince walked in through the AEW building and slapped the shit out of Tony's mouth.
with the fucking walk and everything.
Oh yeah.
I think Vince
And
should
then
go ahead
turn
and
around
buy
and walk
AEW.
the fuck back out.
I don't know. I mean, money is money, but I don't know who he can bring in to where he can establish, because it's all about him establishing himself as the boss. And I don't know who he could bring in that wouldn't just fucking run over him, because he can't stand on his own.
I mean, why can't he just bring in Vince as a mentor?
There's no fucking shot.
You do it behind the scenes anonymously. You don't have
There's
to.
no, dude. I love you, Butters, but this is up there with the bullshit of the ring collapsing when the number 30 guy walks out to the Royal Rumble. That's
Vince
what
Russo?
this is. Yeah, fuck that guy too. You bring in Vince Russo, you systematically kill your company. You know what? I fucking hate this asshole. I fucking hate this guy, but you let Don fucking Callis do something. You've got Don Callis at your fingertips.
Damn.
You've got Tony Schiavone. You've got JR, Arn Anderson, William Regal, Dean Malenko, Dustin Rhodes. That's 7 guys. There's your cabinet. You want to build a staff? There's your staff. What are we doing here?
Oh man, doesn't make sense, bro.
And to say to bring in Vince McMahon, the era we live, if this was 50, not 50, it was like 30 years ago, when something like this little motherfucker didn't exist.
Yep.
Then yeah, okay, maybe you could have gotten away with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys can't go get a bathroom without this thing. That's my point. I get where you're going with it, buddy. I really do.
Yeah.
But and realistically, there's no way Vince McMahon smells a wrestling company for a long time.
Understandable. I'm just saying, you just bring in a mind like that, just
But
to at least.
you've got those minds.
This
You've
is
got
true.
people that have learned.
But he's not. See, the thing is, he's bringing them in as talent. He's not bringing them in to hear their minds. He's bringing them in as talent.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Which means he needs a creative team, and he needs a really good production or producers. And you got 7, like Rich said, you got 7 people.
And
right there.
If you really don't like the 7 that you got, go to Freddie Prinze Jr. and say, listen, I understand you trying to do your own thing. Here goes a blank check. Run my shit.
Go get Dixie. Go get EC3.
You really want him to control that narrative?
It's fucking better than what he's doing now. At least he'll get a goddamn paycheck.
But no, I agree. You could get Freddie. You could get Dixie. You could just have him run it, and Tony could just sit back and be like, "Nah, I don't like that. Can we do this? Fuck it. Rip up the show every week before the show starts. I don't care."
You got so many people that have been under the tree and have learned from the best.
Yep.
To have ever done this. And you opt not to consult with them at all on it.
And the thing is, you don't want to go under the tree to people that who could he go to approach that was under Vince at some point that wouldn't.
Bruce?
I'm thinking Bruce, but then you get Jeff Jarrett with Bruce because that's Bruce's boy.
Yeah, I really don't think you get Jeff. I don't think Tony would even want Jeff.
Could you go get? I mean, you could go get Johnny Ace for head of talent relations.
No, because I think he's done too.
Well, I mean, he has a statement with him, but outside of that, I'm not fucking touching Russo with a 10-foot pole, bro.
I understand that. I get that. But
I mean, really, the perfect person, he won't do it because he's probably going to tell him the fucking way it is, and that's Bischoff.
Bischoff would fire Tony Khan.
Yes. And honestly, like Crum said on Wednesday, he said Bischoff, WCW kind of lucked in with Bischoff.
WCW would still be around if it wasn't for AOL Time Warner coming in and saying, we don't want you here anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Tony could hand him a blank check and said, I'll sit back, you run the show, and if I,
That's the only way Bischoff comes in.
Yeah.
Knowing what Bischoff knows. Bischoff's a smart man.
Yep.
That'd be the only way he comes in. I'll come in if you go away.
You have to be hands off.
You have to get out of my way. You want to be at TV every week? Fine. But you're not going to be in Gorilla.
Hell, he can be in Gorilla for all I care. Or for all he cares, just sit back and watch and don't open your damn mouth.
Yeah.
I
can't believe we spent an hour and a half talking about this dumb bastard.
Because it's so in front of your face, and it sounds like it's so easy to find the problem, but the solution is so hard because the person that needs to realize it doesn't have true people around him that aren't fearful for the job. I mean, honestly, this let's look at the people close to Tony Khan, right? We're not talking about the 7 that you mentioned, but we heard Tony Schiavone as a person that has his ear. Okay, if AEW flounders, where the fuck is Tony Schiavone going? I couldn't even tell you what Tony Schiavone's been doing since WCW.
I think he did a lot of independent stuff. I think he might have done a couple baseball things.
I mean, for the most part, I don't think Schiavone's
sports
done jack
calling.
shit.
I think he did a lot of sports calling.
Okay, so sports calling. Okay, but
I don't know if it was necessarily baseball. I think he might have done some college stuff. Fuck it, who cares?
So
he was still broadcasting.
Right, so nothing like wrestling related. That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't. It's almost like he went back. Everybody he has is somebody that was a nod to his past. Not anybody with a mind or like a truly, truly respectful mind to come in that is not biased. You feel what I'm saying? Because he can't, his ego won't let him handle that. Who checks him?
Nobody.
Nada.
And you heard people in WWE say, all right, yeah, we had structure, so you go here, and then it gets to Vince, and then you may get an audience with Vince. Trying to talk to Vince in WWE is like trying to go fucking to some House of Dragon shit or some Game of Thrones shit where you got yes, you are correct. Back to these fucking flashcards again.
Hey, they were gold the other night.
But it's almost like you got to say, hey, can I get an audience with Vince McMahon? And if you really push and you can find the right time but it's playing with fire, you catch Vince off guard and he ain't expect it, but you can go either good or it can go bad. It can go real bad. You see what I'm saying? But Tony is, and then the craziest shit is out of everything we heard, right? What pisses me off is you have all these titles, right? You're the chief of creative, chief of talent, owner, GM, all this shit, right? But Jonathan Gresham can't get a hold of you. You're not available. What the fuck is you doing?
What are you doing? Had people to go through to get to me.
Right, what are you doing when you're not available? And the buck starts and stops with you. And now the EVPs is acting only in name and only in title. They ain't doing shit else. But before the first year of the company, when people were happier, that's because the EVPs the shit would get funneled to them and then get to you. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. So do we think AEW is around in 5 years?
No.
I think they are, but I think they're around in 5 years like TNA.
COPD. Sorry.
I know what I did.
They're around in 5 years, but not as big. They'll fall off the face of the earth like Impact did.
No, I don't think they're around in 5 years. I think this company folds. I think WWE absorbs it. They absorb all the television rights, all the television property, the TV deal, everything. And you have a monopoly in the wrestling world where Triple H will have been able to do what Vince couldn't have done. He tried it with the network and failed, and he will have systematically gotten professional wrestling on TV every single night of the week.
Could you see him? Could you see him buying AEW?
Yes, I could.
Wholeheartedly, 1,000%.
And I honestly, I think the biggest stroke would probably be I can actually see Triple H now. One of the best, if not the best pay-per-view AEW this year was in June. And what was that called?
Which one was June? Was it Forbidden Door?
Exactly. I can see Triple H doing that.
100% I could. Because then you would have pro wrestling on Monday night on USA, Tuesday night on USA, Wednesday night on TNT, Thursday night, pick a channel.
You got Impact on Thursday night.
Fuck you. No, I'm talking about under this new WWE umbrella.
Yep.
Oh,
right. Pick a channel. Right. Fuck. You could move Rampage to Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. So Rampage on TBS. Now every night of the week, you have pro wrestling. Saturday nights would be pay-per-views. Sunday nights could be pay-per-views. Fuck, you want to throw an ROH show in there somewhere? You want to turn Rampage into an ROH show? You can do that. You are the most powerful wrestling company in the world.
Company.
But you can do that. And I think within 5 years, I think we're there. I think Triple H has created the monopoly, and he finally goes after New Japan. Not goes after, but creates a true partnership with New Japan. And we stop all this back and forth, and we have the true wrestling business that everybody has always wanted.
I agree. Very well said, sir.
And I think on that, we end it. Because it can only go down from here.
He says, I cannot top what I just said.
Nope.
So I'm going to end it here.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, that was in this very ring tonight. We want to thank Pete so much. No. We're going to end the wrestling portion of this broadcast.
Oh, I thought you were going to thank Tony Khan for tonight.
No, we're going to end the wrestling. I am thanking Tony Khan for giving me an hour and 40 minutes of pure entertainment. But I want to give Mr. Pete Evans the opportunity, if he's still with us. It sounded like he just died.
I'm here.
Okay. I want to give him the opportunity because tomorrow the NFL truly kicks off their season, right? We saw the Bills and the Rams Thursday night, and the Rams decided they didn't want to show up to play football. The Bills reminded everybody why they should be the Super Bowl champions. With tomorrow's matchups, Pete, other than Detroit getting their asses handed to them by the Eagles, what are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, the camaraderie, just being around a group of people with your friends watching the games. But outside of that, just football is back, man. It's something to be said. Like, my daughter came to me, she's like, well, Dad, after we do this. I said, you know what tomorrow is? And she was like, it's Sunday. My wife said, football starts. And it's like, okay, like Daddy shut down on Sundays. 5 months. I mean, it's a ton of matchups. Is there one you're looking forward to the most tomorrow? Outside of Eagles? Outside of Eagles. I probably would say, because I put a lot of stake on this team, and this is probably not going to be everybody's favorite, but probably Jacksonville versus Washington, because it's Carson Wentz versus Doug Peterson. Because Doug Peterson is now the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look at that. Without even thinking about it, I tied it right back into the fucking cons.
The fuck? How do we do this?
Tony's the real businessman Khan of the family.
Hey, Tom.
What's up, Tom? Shad Khan. hire Doug Peterson, and I want to see that because I think the Jaguars could take a tremendous step forward. But I mean, it's just good to have football back. It's a stress reliever. Wives are going to be more happy with their husbands because I mean
they're staying the fuck out of their way.
Yeah, it's just something to get their mind off of things.
And Pete, you brought it up. The camaraderie, sitting around watching the game with everybody. There have been multiple times where, thanks to technology, we some of us have been able to get together and watch Sunday Night Football in different ways, shape, and forms. So I'm very, very excited, looking forward to that. I will say I don't really keep up with the schedules until like Saturday, because that's when we really start talking about it at work and whatnot. Because we watch college football at work all day Saturday, which transitions
real quick.
into...
Fuck Notre Dame. 2 weeks in a row. Fuck me and my wallet. Son of a bitch.
My GSM is one of my favorite people on the planet because he's a different person during college football. So you know how today was Alabama, Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was doing parlays just for fun. He does them the first couple weeks of the year. And so we're watching the game day or whatever Fox calls their thing. Mm. And I go, Alabama's going to beat the shit out of Texas, right? Now, mind you, my GSM is not a Texas fan. He likes Oklahoma.
Okay.
My GSM goes, yes, I'm hoping Nick Saban reaches down and realizes that he has a set of balls and hangs 100 on them.
That didn't happen.
No, it didn't. But I walk in because I'm tracking D23 all weekend, right?
Right.
So I walk in a little bit later. Hey, how'd the game go? He goes, well, I got fucked by these guys. I got fucked by these guys. I got fucked by these guys. I was like, cool. So I'm sitting in here the rest of the day. Got it.
It's so frustrating. I mean, both ways. Last week I bet on Notre Dame to fucking lose and not cover the spread, and they fucking almost win, and they fuck me. And then now this week they're a favorite and they fucking lose. This is like.
But I will say, back to NFL.
Good.
I am looking forward to tomorrow, other than the Eagles Lions, which I don't think I'm going to end up actually being able to watch just because I'm not going to get it out here. And I have to, again, full disclosure, I have to watch the D23 Parks panel at the same time the game kicks off.
I mean, you do have a travel agency, so.
And we're doing a special recap show tomorrow, so
okay.
I got to watch that. I don't know why, but I'm very excited for Green Bay and the Vikings.
Another sleeper team, Vikings, yeah.
And then I think the Bucks and the Cowboys.
I didn't want to go to that one because it's too easy, but Tom has a lot of shit going on. He has some Aleister Black type shit going on at home right now.
And one of my directors is a diehard Tom Brady fan.
Okay.
And one of my colleagues is a diehard Cowboys fan. So to get this matchup out the gate, I'm very happy. Monday's going to be great either way.
I don't know how... Dallas. Oh.
Do you have any last minute shit talking for our friend Don?
Nah, just fucking show up. You ducked. Ryan said you ducked Wednesday and you ducked Thursday, so you ducked the days that football was actually talked about in the main subject. I see how you doing. Probably eating that sloppy ass Detroit pizza.
Damn.
Well, that's it for us tonight. We want to thank Allin Travel. Allin Travel specializes in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Head on over to allenz-travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with myself or one of the other talented travel agents.
Or
on the
just
channel.
touch yourself.
Stop it. I am a travel agent for them. So, guys, if you do need anything, please get in touch with me. We also want to thank Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, for sponsoring our topic of conversation today. You can find them on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We spent the better part of the show talking about how the fact that Tony Khan needs to bring someone else in to run the wrestling side of AEW. For Pete Evans, for Butters, I'm Rich. We'll catch you all. Actually, we're not here next week. Well, I'm not here next week.
I'm not here either.
We're not here next week. I'm definitely not here the week after because I'm in Disney. Butters hasn't decided if he's doing a show yet. If not, we'll catch it at the end of the month. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Peace, love, and joy. Tell somebody you love them. We out of here.